I was reviewing CVs this morning because we have several open jobs, and one of the CVs really struck off as saying, I have more than enough experience. So it piqued my curiosity and I took a look at the CV. However, despite the number of years that individual has spent on a job, virtually none of that was relevant to the job they were applying for. And that got me thinking, is there such thing as more than enough experience? If you think about the bigger picture, if you think about the philosophers, the writers, the entrepreneurs of the world, there's no such thing as more than enough experience. People keep learning on a daily basis. I refer to myself as a learnaholic because I keep learning on a daily basis, and I try to keep myself entertained to the extent of learning about new things, new industries, new ecosystems, new data, new markets, new geographies, whatever you want to call it. Because knowledge is power, and having too much experience is oftentimes not what you're trying to refer to. So there are two things to review here. The first one is there's no such thing as too much experience. Regardless of whether you have 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or 25 years on the market, on the job in that kind of ecosystem, there's probably someone who has more than you. There's probably someone who can do it better than you or faster than you. There's probably someone who spent 2 years on the job, but a very relevant targeted job for a competitor and understands that market and that space a lot better than you. So definitely refrain yourselves from saying that you have too much experience because it simply doesn't ring a bell. The second thing is relevance. We have a saying in some of my IT circles that sometimes we stumble upon a CV from someone who has 10 years of experience but still using a technology from a decade ago. We're not talking about an archaic programming language. We're talking about just outdated technology, outdated software, not using the modern tricks or tips or libraries or deployment mechanisms or UI libraries or whatever it is. Just an archaic way of doing things just as we used to do it 10 years ago. So they still have 10 years of experience, but what we call it is someone spent 10 years repeating the same year over and over and over again. And you need to think about relevance. Are you relevant at your job? Are you achieving and accomplishing what you want to do? What's happening in the outside ecosystem, right? We're not talking about the R&D companies and the innovations in the Tesla and SpaceXs. We're talking about the general modern world of what you're doing, be it IT or marketing or so. Is there anything else that you can bring to the inside? Is there anything else that you can learn on that job? Is there anything you can learn to be better despite what your job is doing you? But in any case, always refrain from having enough experience because there's always more to learn.